When I told people that I was writing a novel, they would ask, what's it about? It's about the last 3 women hanged as witches in 1682. Temperance Lloyd, Susanna Edwards, and Mary Trembles. The records only tell us that Temperance and Susanna were widows, and Mary Trembles was what was then called simple. They lived in Bideford, as did I. Temperance Lloyd, maybe she was Welsh. If she was probably a God-fearing woman. A widow would have lived alone in the 1640s. As she says, "Going on 2 years now since my man drowned. I never been lonely without my man, save Saturday nights when the drunks from the Bell Inn create hell outside. No use complaining to the constables, too drunk themselves to stop the nuisance. I prayed to God for help, and help he did come May Day dawn." She found Susanna lying, beaten and bloody, in the front garden. Susanna recalls her early days with Temperance. "Us found the old horsehair pad out back in Talbot Inn. Temperance put up branches over the fire so us could smeech out the bugs. What a day 'twas! Clapped us hands us did, seeing they bugs pop open in the fire, fat with seaman's blood they was. Flames shot up and singed the ticking. Us had to run and lifting off the wood. I shook it till the bugs stopped dropping." They hauled the mattress up the stairs. "My, how us laughed, fall all in a heap on the floor." And Mary, Susanna tells us, simple. Called her Mary Mary, 'cause her says everything twice. Not to mention, she had to be told everything twice.
So there they were, 3 poor women living alone. Naught good will come of this, mark my words.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have introduced this other important character. This is Blind Shun, who nurses his ale up in the arms in Bideford in the 17th century, and is still there. Later, he tells us more about the young widow, Temperance Lloyd.
Billy Hill watched her, said a widow woman like that'd be trouble. Beautiful, red shiny hair flying behind her, big green eyes. If only you could see her, said he. Billy, if God should be so good, for just one look I'd take back my blindness from the Lord for the rest of time. Men all said 'twas a sight to see, not when their wives were in hearing mind. Women wanted her cures. Quacks were quick to warn against her, just like they were quick to collect good fees, but slow to deliver good cures.
And in 2007, he's listening to a couple in the arms.
Funny thing when ye'm blind. 'Tis like folk don't see ye. Oh, they buys me ale, they do. Very polite they are with it. They say, "Good day, Blind Shon, nos da Shon." Well, the English, they calls me John, same difference. Then they leaves me be, sat in me corner. Can't see naught, I can't. Can hear it all, better than most, see, I be blind, not deaf. They talk like I can't hear them. Maybe they think I can't speak neither. Well, don't say much, I don't. Just listen, I do. Naught happens up Bideford Market down Bideford Quay, but Blind Shon, sat in his corner, knows it by day's end. And people keep coming back. Seem surprised to find me still here. Then they leave to live their lives somewhere else, sometime else, like her over there. She knows Blind Shon.
Still there in his corner, like we never left. You remember Blind Shun?
Can't be the same man. He was old 40 years ago. Would be over 100 now. Can't be him.
Oh yes, it's Blind Shun. He's always been here. Temperance lived through a harsh winter in 1674. By February, our well froze. Had to go for town water. The well-master turned us away, lest the waters be soured by our faces reflected in it. If we argued, and he fell ill, we would surely be called for witches.
January snow stayed till Eastertide. But, says the tide down westward ho, leaves ribbons of salt ice high on the shore, sparkling in the sun. That would be a sight to see. Well, for me, anything would be a sight to see, wouldn't it just? And them 3 poor women up top of the town, find 'em froze in their beds they will, if ever any take it in mind to go look.
And in 1604, when the traumatized King James enacted his statute against witchcraft, Sean tells us,
The witch hunt spread south fast from Europe and from our own northern wilds. To deny witchcraft be to deny God himself. The sign was on St. Mary's door. It is clear that all citizens are the target of choice of witches. Their powers are great.
every age has its fears. The women were always in danger from the law. In 1670, William Hebert accused Temperance Lloyd of killing his father, William Hebert the Elder, by witchcraft. She was interrogated by the Bideford justices and then sent up county to the assizes in Exeter.
Temperance Lloyd, ye be accused of witching the death of William Hebert. What say ye?
I do minister to the sick. The remedies I use be the same as other healers.
What remedies dost ye use?
Burned willow bark in vinegar for corns and calluses, feverfew for the lightning headaches. The jurymen nod and mutter among themselves.
Right that be.
Nothing wrong with that.
Good physic for sure.
Aye.
When did ye last treat Mr. Hebert?
A full 6 weeks before he died.
And in the time between he had been seen walking in the town?
Saw him myself with my own eyes in church, as did many folk. Call William Hebert the Younger.
What be your complaint? My father did say, Temperance Lloyd witched him dead. 'Twas his dying words. Who else did hear it? No one else. The servants were gone home. Was supper not served that night to your father? I do not collect. Might have been. Hast ye anything else to say? I had no part in father's death. I weren't even there. Ha! Then how could ye have heard your father's dying words? 'Tis no matter. I know father's death was all due to bewitching.
He must bewitch indeed, hearing when he be absent. So, there it was. At dusk I was off home to Bideford, and 2 groats in me pocket for me trouble. On July the 14th, 1682, Mary Trembles, the simpleton, was questioned by Mayor Thomas Gist and then by the constable.
Ye be Mary Trembles? Speak up so the clerk can write her down.
Write her down, write her down.
Be ye Mary Trembles?
Mary Trembles, Mary Trembles, Mary...
Yes, yes, ye be Mary Trembles. Ye live with Mistress Temperance Lloyd and Mistress Susanna Edwards? Speak up so Mr. Hill can write her down.
Temperance and Susanna.
Ye live with them?
Live with them, live with them.
And ye make potions with them for the healing?
Elin.
Dost make healing potions?
Elin potions, Elin potions, Elin.
Dost make the potions or dost not?
Dost not.
Ah, so ye does not make the potions. What dost ye?
Dost ye. As does the herbs in garden.
Ah, ye tend the garden.
Like I do.
Yes, yes, but dost pick and make potions. Dost pick and make potions.
Make potions, make potions. Can't do that.
Why can ye not make potions?
Don't make potions. Can't do it. Mustn't touch nothing. Temperance say. 2 hours pass, and then the mayor and alderman leave for lunch, and the constable takes over.
Mary, Mary, ye do the garden.
Like all folks.
Ye don't make potions.
Dunno how. Temperance her knows, and Susanna her knows too.
Ah, why do I make they potions?
For they sicknesses, for they sicknesses, for they sicknesses.
But why? Just for them sicknesses?
But why?
'Tis like prayers listening to her on Good Friday, the same over and over.
The mayor returns.
Her be too simple to do any harm to folk. 'Tis a serious matter for ye. If ye be a witch, ye'll be sent up county. Could be hanged for a witch.
Where be us?
So what dost ye?
Us beg for food. Us be starving. Us be starving now. Want go home tired. On August the 16th, 1682, after the second day of their 3-day trial, the women lie in Exeter jail. Temperance's sleep is disturbed by dreams of Thomas Eastchurch, Thomas Bremencombe, who had testified to hearing that she was a witch. As Temperance says, it had been a long day for the women. So many questions, with so little listening to what we say. Well, maybe the justice did. He tried to hear. So tired, so tired.
They huddled together in a sleep too deep even for the rats to trouble them. Temperance awakes. It seems so long since she was picking the herbs of sleep by the river Torridge.
The growing clarity of Temperance's mind brings an increasing sense of terror. Was she thinking straight when she talked to the Bideford mayor and Rector Ogleby? Was she out of her right mind? Did her own tongue betray her? The thoughts, the doubts racing in her head keep sleep away. Sleep, sleep, must sleep, need me wits about me tomorrow. Must fix my mind, like my mam said. Say the names of the good books till you fall asleep. Say them again, and again sleep will come. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
The words fade into sleep. She wakes again. Or is she dreaming?
No, no, what's this? Who be this man all in black? God help me, 'tis the devil.
Susanna awakes. Temperance screams her fear at a thing, a black bird of prey with a sharp beak that seems to be heading for her eyes. Suddenly Mary Mary's eyes are wide open. She's frightened. The phantom disappears. Susanna comforts Mary Mary.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Sleep comes. Then,
Save me, Lord, save me! The black beak flies straight for her face. It's a bird with the face of Thomas Eastchurch.
witch, witch, witch!
Get thee away, get thee gone. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Temperance rolls over into Susanna's arms. She murmurs to soothe her to sleep. The phantom returns to hover over Temperance again, now with the head of Thomas Bremencombe.
Looks funny, it do. Neck twisted, head hanging down and turned backward. Is it his neck is broken?
She's awake, praying the visions will stop. It's no good. More and more fantastic visions come floating by. One by one she sees them, all the men that witnessed against her, questioned her, hounded her, they fly at her, leave when she wakes screaming, praying. The other prisoners awaken.
"Hush up, let us sleep!" "Now, who's this black man-headed bird?" "'Tis my man. Dead eyes stare in black stinking dripping mud coming from his claws."
Killed me dead, ye did do it!
"Get thee back to thy grave."
The apparition fades away, its dead voice gurgling, sinking back into a shroud that floats on the ebb tide down the river Torridge.
The women were convicted. Temperance prayed for a reprieve, but they went to the gallows. Our novel ends with a plea to you, the reader, to support an online petition to the UK government for their pardon. If you are from Britain or know anyone who is, please go online and support the petition at temperancelloyd.com.